You may have just heard a clap. We are working with our famous producer, Emily, on how to kick this thing off.
She needs like her own little camera. She
goes,
just in the corner.
Yeah, we need her in the corner. She is in the corner. I mean, she's literally in the corner of this room. But she can't count down 3, 2, 1.
We struggle over here. We're real professional.
So welcome to episode 6 of Live to Tell. Are you tired of watching the news and not getting a truthful point of view?
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I left the news and came and worked here.
And that's why you watch
Live
to Tell. Because we give you real shit.
Real shit.
Real shit.
We keep it 100.
Keep it 100. That's an Instagram response.
It is.
100. It's a Josh York special. All right, let's kick this off. What are we talking about this week?
All right, so fantastic. So the world's strongest man, Brian Shaw. So he basically has this YouTube channel where he does like a bunch of, like he shows what it takes to be like quote unquote the world's strongest man. So he went to Taco Bell and he ordered everything on the menu. The most impressive part of the story to me is that it was $120 to order everything on Taco Bell's menu. Like that's cheap.
That's fascinating. All right.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm gonna get back to that part.
Yeah, but so like he showed, he ate everything on the menu, which is a little bit disgusting.
He finished it all?
Yes, it was like his cheat day. So he ate Taco Bell.
A cheat day?
He has to eat like 1,000 calories.
1,000 calories a day.
1,000,000 calories a day.
He will not be the strongest man. Okay, so he does this.
Mm-hmm.
Was this paid by Taco Bell?
I actually don't know. I don't think so because he's done it with a ton of other brands. It'd be smart if they started sponsoring it. I'll go check.
All right. The $1.20.
That's like
Taco Bell should put this on their menu.
Yeah.
The $1.20.
It could be like the new like food challenge thing.
Hell yeah. Look, brands that put food challenges in place.
I don't think it was sponsored. That's so gross.
I
hope that you're all right, dude.
What restaurant brands need to be famous for something. I argue this all the time. So even with some of our clients, like create something crazy. That man versus food. The thing, it's 20,000 calories for the record.
He was like apparently really like sweaty and like kind of dying at the end.
I mean, the $1.20 is 20,000 calories.
It all kind of lines up perfectly.
Still, I mean, it's a good food challenge, maybe for friends. Like the $1.20. That's you and.
Yeah, you can bring
20 friends would be 1,000 calories each.
You could get groups of super drunk teenagers.
Yeah, the $1.20.
Sorry, that's like not when you're supposed to be drunk, but like teenagers or like college students that are like.
You say sorry to your dad?
No, he knows. So, but like they could be stumbling in and then they could just go and be like, we want to do the $1.20. That's just money in the pocket.
Dude, Taco Bell, give us a ring. We got some ideas here.
Don't be like Burger King and steal our shit.
Don't be like Burger King and steal our shit.
All right, celebrity. Are you ready for if you could pick any brand that I'm going to be talking about, what do you think I'm going to be talking about?
Is it Papa John?
It might be Papa John's.
Papa John is our celebrity?
No, it's Shaq because he's now an ambassador for Papa John's. So he's now like he's board of directors, ambassador for the brand, and he has an ownership stake in 9 of their Atlanta restaurants.
All right, so I like putting Shaq. I like connecting Shaq into it, but Shaq, if you've watched, I think it was on Real Sports. There's a documentary segment on him. It's like a docu-series on how Shaq has lent his name to like everything. Now some things have hit. Like he took early shares in Ring, the doorbell thing.
Oh yeah.
And now it's valued in the billions. Billions. So the guy is smart. So.
But he also does like the general insurance.
Yeah, yes, right, but he does anything.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know what's going to come out of putting Shaq on your board or whatever. It changes the dialogue. It's another decent move. They did it with Peyton Manning, and they didn't need to change the dialogue at that point. It's an African-American male.
Yeah.
So that kind of solves some of the dumb shit that Papa John was saying. Yeah, I don't know that it solves your brand, but it's a good PR move for a guy that seems to stay out of trouble for the most part, who is associated with a ton of brands. who's a businessman, who's iconic.
Mm-hmm.
So I applaud the mood. I don't know that it solves everything, but cheers to you, Papa John's. I'm a fan of what you're doing. I personally prefer Domino's pizza, or even Topper's pizza. I go Domino's and Topper's they're similar for me, and then Papa John's. Papa John's is like lower.
Their garlic sauce is way better though than anything else.
The garlic sauce is Emily's.
I knew that Emily would agree with me.
I don't know
on
why
that.
I'm giving pizza advice when we have Emily in this room.
A pizza expert.
How many times do you eat pizza a week?
On the weekends. That's it.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Probably.
So 3 times a week. I'm telling you, dude, Papa John's, you need to put Emily on your board.
True.
Like she would,
True.
and she's real. Like I was explaining to her how you count down, and she rolls her eyes at me. She said
It was an epic eye roll.
She,
one for the
She
books.
said "F you" to me. She said "You're an idiot." She's like, nobody watches this to me. Like she's the type of board member you want. She's honest.
True. She's harsh.
Real. Real and harsh. Real harsh.
All right, cash money.
Cash money. She moved. She didn't even. She stopped us from talking.
She was
about
just
it.
like, "We're done."
Cash
She
money.
she runs the show. She's
does
in
run the
control.
show. She is in control.
All right. I think that you're gonna like this one. I'm actually interested. I don't mean that like, as I'm actually interested to hear what you have to
That's
say.
fine. I want to know what you're talking about.
So meat companies are starting to invest in vegan foods and like non-real meat
Smart.
products. It is. So, I mean, I get it. They're saying, I think it was Tyson that said, there's a demand for this and we want to keep up with it. It's protein is protein regardless. So, I mean, it's just proof that like, if you need to start getting on board, it'll be interesting. It's like, what is Tyson going to sell? Like dinosaur vegan chicken nuggets? Probably.
I was stuck on dinosaur. I was like, can you eat dinosaur meat?
I don't think that we have access to it anymore.
I explained to my son, which I took my children to Vegas this week. Which,
starting them young.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody's going to roll their eyes at it.
Yeah.
But
They have, like,
the
rides and
pools are
stuff.
sick.
Yeah.
The food is great.
Mm-hmm.
You can get to everything.
True.
We took them to our arcade. I mean, it's heaven for them. And
Yeah.
it's heaven for me. I like Vegas. Where was I going with this? Oh, I know.
Meat.
Yeah, dinosaur meat. So we're flying over the mountains like right before you get to Vegas.
Yeah,
and my 4-year-old is like, look at all that sand. I go, yeah, that's where the dinosaurs were. He goes, I see some dinosaur footprints. Are there dinosaurs down there? So now I bet you he's like, for his 21st birthday, him and his buds are gonna go to Vegas and be like, did you know that the dinosaurs are here? And people are going like, this kid's an idiot. It's gonna be my fault.
And then it's slowly when he starts resenting you.
I went off the beaten path.
That's cute though.
I think meat companies connecting with vegan, smart. It took forever for brands to jump on the celiac train.
Yeah.
Those that did early won a percentage of the audience. I think vegan in some cases are healthier. Our resident vegan Michael said, "I'm not advocating for everyone to go vegan. I'm just challenging you to eat no meat on one meal.
Yeah.
On one meal." So I went out to eat recently and got the Impossible Burger because I think it actually tastes good.
I still need to try it.
It's pretty good. So thumbs up. Cash money. Smart.
All right. Forward.
Wait, I
thinking.
think that was actually more forward thinking, wasn't it?
Yes and no.
All right. What's our forward thinking?
Forward thinking is that McDonald's acquired a startup called Digital Yield. So
Saw that.
yeah, it was upwards of $300 million. So it's the biggest acquisition that McDonald's has made in the past 20 years. But it's basically an AI-powered platform that's going to help basically just enhance technology, menu boards, drive-thrus, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess when you're McDonald's, if you feel the need to innovate.
I mean, their franchisees, I'm sure, are putting pressure on them to figure this out. So if this helps them, I don't know that AI. I don't know that AI can determine what I'm going to do for lunch today.
No.
I think what it can do is it can look at trends as me as a customer based on, we talked about facial recognition, then maybe it will say, based on your order history, this is what you should be getting. I forget who was reading. Maybe it was a McDonald's article, but a lot of this technology and the AI is about how do we increase the average check. So if it could use artificial intelligence to help you figure out what you should be getting and increase the check value, which increases profitability for the franchisees, then it's interesting. The one piece of advice that I would have for McDonald's, not that McDonald's cares, even though their CEO looked at my LinkedIn profile the other day. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So famous.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool one. Is keep it connected but separate, because ultimately when you take over something and you start putting in your ways, you can distract the true value of what you just paid $300 million for.
True.
So I would keep their team intact and keep it separate. Have them challenge McDonald's on what is working and what's not.
All right. Friend or foe?
Which one?
I think it's up to us to decide. This is like my favorite headline though. Laser shooting robot farmers.
Laser shooting. Is it?
I love that we live at the time where it's like this is some sci-fi.
Is there a comma?
Ish. No.
Nope.
No. There's a hyphen though.
All right. Let's hear this.
So this orchard in New Zealand has officially become the first. It like employs a quote unquote metallic farmer. So it's basically this robot type thing that when an apple is ready to be harvested, it uses a laser to cut it from the tree, and then it like vacuums it and basically like just, I mean, it's doing the job of a human, which is where we've been going for a long time. I don't know how quickly something like this can catch on, but if you can automate it and it's going to save people money, then they're going to end up doing it, in my opinion.
Here's my opinion. The last sentence you said is the most critical part of it. Is if it saves money.
Yeah.
So what's happening right now is businesses are becoming more efficient in the way that they operate, and they're charging more. So ultimately, they're capturing more profits, and they're capturing more profits and eliminating jobs. Yep. That means fewer people are going to be making more money. And then if that apple still costs more to the end consumer, then the savings never help. So to offset the jobs, if jobs are going to decrease and people are out of work, then the amount of money that they can afford for an apple decreases. Right. So some of this is going to have to be general math, but ultimately the greed of businesses, I love the technology side or the advancements in robots. We stayed at the Vidara in Vegas. Yep. We had a robot deliver snacks to our room, which I thought was pretty fascinating. Kids must love that. Oh, it was awesome. And you answer the phone, it goes bee-doo-dee-dee-dee-dee, and you go and you know that it's at the door. Yeah. And then it knows to go to the elevator, and the elevator opens, and
that's dope.
Go. Yeah. Now, what was it?
I'd still prefer a butler, but...
So here's my point. There was automatic delivery fee for room service, which I get when it's human-based. Yeah. And then there was an extra $5 charge to have a robot deliver it.
Oh, that's
so
stupid.
We paid more than a human to deliver this product that saved the hotel money because all you had to pay for is electricity and the initial cost of the robot. Right. So to the end consumer, cost went up. So if this happens, this is going to hurt the economy. So futurists or economics or economists, thank you. That's why I have you
here. Sole purpose.
Correct me. Predicting 2030 is a rough time for our country. I feel technology is going to drop from this. Some people do look forward to that.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway.
All right, we're heating up.
So I'm going to call that
I'm down with it being a foe. I just hate technology for technology's sake. If it's worthwhile, dope.
Yeah, fine.
But, all right.
Did we start the timer?
No.
No? Oh.
I did.
Wow, I was... All right.
All right.
I have no idea what I wrote about.
So this is talking about data, and basically if you're setting unattainable growth goals that aren't based on data.
Got it.
It looks like unicorn, smells like unicorn. It is a unicorn.
Did I write that?
Yep, one of your better sentences.
Nice. Yeah, I mean we've talked about this a lot as in franchising. I've talked about it in business that expectations are typically created based on zero data. So brand X, let's use franchising because it's easy. Brand X sells 20 units last year, 20 units the year before, and then let's say 10 before that. So they've sold 50 units over the last 3 years. CEO comes in and says, I want 40 this year. All right, makes sense. You want to accelerate your growth. Right. You want more deals. All makes sense to me. But then you ask about the budget, and the budget doesn't stretch much. So now you've basically said, I want unicorns this year. Mm-hmm. I'm unwilling to pay for unicorns. I'm buying donkeys. Yeah. But I want unicorns. Well, donkeys don't turn into unicorns. Is that a new quote? You could use that as donkeys don't turn
into unicorns.
So these CEOs,
I'm using that.
I mean, my advice has always been this: like use real data to figure out what your true growth goals are. Now, I am fascinated from a financial standpoint too, because I'll struggle with projections with our own business of saying, what do I think we can actually do?
Yeah.
So this year, more than any year, we're using data to figure out where should we project to be at the end of the year. How are we going to get there, and can we put the investment in to do that? We're going to invest in people, tech, and growth. So those 3 channels, I know that we're going to have to spend more in each of those in order to have the year that we're projecting. So I have to build it on data, and then data and goals need shifting. So in business, some franchise brands say, I want the 40 deals. Okay, so 40 divided by 4, there's 4 quarters. If you're not at 10 deals right now, you need to figure out, do I have to accelerate? You also need to look at the buying time. How much time is it going to take for someone to actually go through the process of buying your brand? So if you have that data point, now you can start projecting the right way. So I heard one brand recently say, there's our goal and there's our budget. I thought that was smart. That's 2 different ways to look at it. It's like saying, look, if we have an amazing year, here's how you get paid. But to hit our budget on what we're going to spend, this is what we have to do. So the point is, if you want to go get unicorns, be smart about it. Use data. Have a discussion. And in the words of Jamie Davis, use the entire buffalo.
It's a good one.
Same way. That's what the tribes did. Tribes used every part of the buffalo to sell a brand. And I know I'm over, but every part of the brand or every part of the buffalo they consumed. Tribes did. His point is, if you're going to hit those goals, then it's going to take a unified approach where everybody in the organization is pointed towards that vision. I think it's smart.
Agreed.
Smart. Appreciate you guys watching this week. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Maybe you're listening to our podcast. Where can you find our podcast?
I think it's soon to be coming to the App Store.
Soon to be coming to the App Store.
I don't count Androids.
Is that true, Emily? Is it soon to be coming to the App Store?
Oliver said it in a meeting a couple weeks ago, so that's why.
Oliver said it in a meeting.
That's why I'm
Must
saying
be true.
soon to be. So I don't want to
Don't worry.
give him a deadline.
We're making moves here at the mainland.
Mainland, yeah.
The mainland. It's coming.
I like it.
See you guys
Bye.
later.